Ah, there we go. Wish I knew why I did that. Anyway, hey everyone, welcome back to Friday Night Live. It's wonderful to have you guys here again as always. How's everyone's week's been? Howdy Chris, how goes things? Sinclair Motorsports. What has been happening in the world of the YouTubes? Working on the VY? Nice. Sounds good. How is it going? You get anything interesting sorted on it? Hey Josh. How goes it? Could have sworn I had more 3-inch scraps kicking around. Anyway. Not a lot to really update on the car front for me. That lump of junk still just about as much lumpy and junky as it was before. I keep cutting shit out of the back of it. I've got a 44-gallon drum there, as you can see. That will hopefully become the wheel tubs at some point. Yeah, nice. That's the go, Chris. New stuff is good. I do like new stuff. Oh, I didn't get the damn turbo. Damn it. Maybe I should go and grab that quickly. Anyway. Just left it sitting at the front. Oops. I'll have to make sure I remember to get that. Yeah, not a lot going on around here. Busy doing manifolds, as always. Actually better let him know that those are nearly ready. The engine there I'm working on as well. Some turbo LS manifolds I've got to get a grip on. That's about it really. Hey Jacob, what's happening mate? Good to see you over. Been doing anything on your car, Josh? Grab the new turbo. I should. It's not for Ethel. It's for a turbo kit I'm going to make up. Thanks, Jacob. Appreciate it. If there's anything you're unsure of, shoot me a message or ask away here. It's just an eBay max speeding rod special. I'm kind of curious to get a look at it though. G35 thing. Ethel's new turbo's down on the ground over there, waiting for its chance. Oh, that's what I should do. I need to get all the heat wrap off Ethel's manifolds. Not looking forward to that at all. Ooh, what is that? That's the same as that, isn't it? Oh no, not the dog. That's a shame to hear, Josh. Hopefully you guys can sort yourselves out pretty soon, or it doesn't get to you guys too much. I know that feeling. What's 50-50 Scotch and Coke and CC and dry, like, mix things up a little. Sounds like someone's trying to drill a massive hole right next to me. Trying to drill into the shed. Looks interesting. This could be horrible and a really bad idea. It's not great. I'm gonna go and grab that turbo. I will be back in a minute. Alright. He's back. Good old Max Speeding Rods. This one was not sponsored by them. It was purchased by me using some sort of currency. Usually favours, because I'm out of the currency stuff. Ah, there it is. What's that you're asking about, Chris? The little turbo? Quality control made in China. I mean, I'm glad they've got quality control, but when it's China's level of quality control. Is it really quality control? Okay, not bad. Got some gasket stuffs. That stupid 4-bolt flange one won't be used. And here we go. Oh, that's that. Yeah, so that. Oh. Why are the China ones zip tie the damn bag closed? Turbo, I couldn't say, Chris. It'll probably be rated for somewhere like 5 to 6 to 700 horsepower, but it will probably never get anywhere near it. What did I do with that razor blade I just had in my hand 30 seconds ago? You guys saw me put it over there, didn't you? Hey Peter, what's happening, mate? Corn-fed booty. That's a new one. This is a little sketchy. Just let me in. It's scary. Doesn't say on the box what it's rated to, but it's a wee little baby, so it's not going to be making a mazillion horsepower. I've got the wee little baby, little exhaust, enough exhaust housing on it. The compressor wheel looks like it has had some form of balancing, which is good to see. I mean, yeah, it'll do a thing on a V6. Actually, it looks much the same or very similar to the turbo that's on that VY I did a tune on not long ago. That thing's making some pretty serious steam, so these things aren't too bad, but that VY is also pretty much at its limit. Howdy Reese. The cute little T3 eBay turbo doesn't really have much more to give. Hey Reese, you know all about that. What did I do with it there? Cool. So that's the thing, I'll put that over there, out of the way. Oh, cute little T3 turbo's not having much more to give. Oh, yours is T4 now. Yeah. Still a cute little turbo. At its limit. Just giving you shit, but it failed. Anyway. All the baby turbos. I mean, 2 of them probably actually wouldn't be too bad. Oh no, half decent V6. Kind of gives me ideas, actually. Nah, stop it. Although, nah, yeah, maybe, we'll see. Anyway, what else has everyone been up to? Anything interesting going on? I see your turbo went kaput, Reese. Actually, I was talking to you about that. On the beers, nice. That's the go. I'm on the scotch, so same. I did not put that back in the box. Installation. Well, this has got me curious. Installation instructions. What do they say about this turbo? Ah, we got a oil drain back gasket. That is cool. Fuck, why did I have to realise 2 of those would be not too bad? I don't want to go through that headache though. G'day Brennan, what's happening mate? I am not doing too bad. Overspeed or excessive temperature? Compressor and turbine wheel to deform and fail. In short, most turbochargers of failures are due to the following causes. Interesting wording. Dan VR turbo. 750 to 800 street driven. I would opt for the G35 1050. Pretty. Well, you'll be getting close to its limit there, but it'll be a spicy turbo with that sort of power if it gets it there. Ideally, you want the G42 1200. Hey, Mr. Limiter, what's happening, mate? Dirt in the oil. Well, of course, that's going to kill a turbo. Penetration of foreign bodies. Oh, I love it. High exhaust gas temperature. Clean engine breather, remove gasket. Air filter must be totally clean. What air filter? Oil feeds. Oh man, the English in this thing is horrible. Proofreading before publishing. Yeah, well, maybe I should enlist some of that, because I normally just... Oh, Nismo, what the hell? Dude, that's great. I'm normally just wanging out there and hope for the best. Another day of no delivery. Damn, man, you got bad luck there. Where was it coming from? Oh, that's nasty. Ooh, smells like dog. Get that off. Yuck. Comes in here and licks my arm and then fucks off. Jeez. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of did have better luck with the M90. For the most part, I mean, you didn't really do that much with it either, though. Yeah. You'd probably go faster, too. I kid. Oh, there's my receipt for my converter. 850. Hey Ben, what's happening, mate? I have to excuse the stupidly squeaky chair. I'd like to try and get my turbo manifold ceramic coated tomorrow. I don't know how the weather's going to go. Also need someone to come and buy the diff and cradle and shocks and springs. How much? I stopped counting. I gave up keeping track of it a long time ago. But before I started doing all of this, I was into it somewhere around 30 plus thousand, roughly. Probably closer to 40, actually, or over 40, including the 2-speed conversion. That alone was about 12 grand or more. Yeah, more than that actually. By the time you do a drive shaft and shifter and then all the bullshit. So yeah, a lot. And I've just dumped everything that I've got into it. But yeah, anyway, it'll be cool. I gotta get the ute over. Probably not next week, the week after maybe. Yeah, Mr. Limiter, throw that M90 in the bin. That thing is rubbish. Trust me, once you go turbo, you won't go back. And you'll spend another 15 grand on it. Nice. Finally the weather's suitable for painting. I can imagine you wouldn't get many of them down in that area. I gotta get these ute over. Probably not next week, but maybe the week after if I can. Alloy tech, physically not very difficult. Getting it tuned might be tricky, especially being DI. You might need some sort of aftermarket port injection dealio, but I'm not too familiar with the alloy techs, unfortunately. No, Mr. Limiter, just no. Trust me, just bin the charger and put a turbo on it. Even if it's one of those piss weak little things, it'll be much better than that supercharger. And I got that cradle there if you want it. It is very much getting in my way. Oh, there is. What's the shop called? I didn't know that was a thing. Good old Rattletech. Oh, they're not too bad. People hate on them, but proper maintenance and all the bullshit, and they're not too bad. I thought it was HP tuners that could do alloy text. Oh, they're on Moss Street, are they, Mr. Luna? I didn't know they were there. Where are they? What end are they on? 480k on it. That's spicy, Nitro. But yeah, turbo's the way to go. Your side mount superchargers do alright. They're not a bad thing. Oh, they're down there. Yeah, right. Yeah, but Reese, alloy crap's a DI, which is just junk, so it'll run out of fuel pretty much instantly, I'd imagine. Yeah, I know the street, Mr. Limited. It must be... Oh, high power racing. Is it high power racing? Opposite Australian CVs. I think I know the shop. Didn't know they turboed and tuned alloy text. They wouldn't even give me Lend of the Dyno back in the day, but anyway. Oh yeah, I know the one. They must have been bought out because the shop was up for sale last time I was working around that area. No, as far as I'm aware, all alloy techs are DI. Yeah, mine's still registered. It did have to be mod plated though. We don't need engineering. Oh really? I thought they were all DI. Okay, cool. I do not keep track of them, even though I work on them fairly regularly. Oh, the injectors must be down in the valley, that's probably why. Fuck, they're not DI and they still have that many issues. That's a shame. Yeah, gotta get that ute over soon. Very soon, actually. I gotta get that onto a turbo kit, and then that sold. And then... yeah, that's right, Nacho. But surely that can be modified to increase the PCV setup. And Ben, Ethel, last time it hit the dyno, it made 928 through the power glide. Pushing the head gasket out of it. Get that ute over. I've got to try and get it done before end of year. But I've got a feeling that's not going to happen. So yeah, see how that goes. I think I'm just gonna have to pull my finger out and bust my ass to make it happen. My setup, that's a bit of a broad question. Mr. Pastor Nick Nuggets, hey mate. BMW is sold, my friend. And yeah, set up. That's kind of a vague question. It all depends. Alright, nice. No worries. I mean, if you don't buy it, it'll just sit there for the next 6 months while I drag it in and out until somebody does. How much is everything that's in the car? Oh, engine bay at the moment is empty. It's fully stripped out. There's nothing in it at the moment. Before I took it apart and funneled everything I had into it to build the stroker, I was into the car about 40 grand. That's buying the car, doing a turbo setup on it, breaking the stock engine, deciding to forge it, forging it. Forging it cost me about 10. Then I decided to tear it all apart, replace the block, which cost me another 10. Not 10. No, it was about another 5 or so. 5 or 6. Then a new turbo, which was another couple of grand. Various manifolds along the way. Then a 2-speed conversion. Oh, actually, T56 conversion. That was a few grand. The clutch was a couple grand. Then the power glide conversion. That was 12 to 13 or 14 ish. So yeah, I was into the car about 40 grand. I did now. Her next engine is half grout filled, up to the bottom of the water pump. Probably could have gone a little more, but then I would have had to find something to block the water pump cavity off so that I could get more grout in it. It's about, it's not quite half, it's a bit more than a third. No, not really into the skid scene, mate. It's not really my thing. Mr. Limiter, they're all fairly custom as far as I know. Talk to Direct Clutch. If you're going for a twin plate for a T56, Direct Clutch is the only people to speak to, as far as I'm concerned. But sit down when you get the price. And grout filling supports the bottom of the cylinders and also removes noise and vibration. That's about it, really. T56 would definitely be better than the good old Exploder Getrag. Those things do not like any sort of power. Fastest run with Ethel was an 11.6 at 85 mile an hour. Yes, it's gonna be full race car, cage, solid axle, the whole bit. There's not a lot of street stuff left. It'll be fast. Yes, Dan, you still run water in the block. Depends on how much you grout fill it. You can do a quarter, half, or even a full grout fill. Fill the coolant passage the entire way up. Once you do a full grout fill block though, that becomes a dedicated race engine and usually on methanol. Still half tempted to have a play with some methanol. No, I don't know. She's going to keep the rego, Mr. Limiter. It'll just be very, very sucky if it ever gets pulled over. I will have to prepare my asshole for the raping that I will get from the law. No, mate, Ethel will never get an LS, although I do really want to do a turbo LS in something. Preferably something light and stupid like a Gemini or Corolla or Sigma. Fuck, any 80s light little nugget I think would be a blast with a turbo LS and a 2-speed. All just comes down to a budget that I don't have to do it. But maybe one day I'll get there. I should just buy a stock 5.3 and shove it, all of it through it, all of the boost and cams and heads, and just send it. It'd probably be a pretty cool car actually. Relatively cheap, depending on the price of a stock bottom N53. I do have a friend's turbo LS coming soon. I've got to do some work on, so I might try and make a couple videos on it as I'm doing it. Turbo thong slapper. Yeah. Hey Cody, the Barra. Don't hate the Barra. They're a good thing. A nice smooth run and straight 6. Which is not my cup of tea. If I'm going to go for a straight 6, I'd rather do either RB or 2J. That's what I'm thinking. Mr. Nick Nuggets, I'm going to call you. Sorry, I'm stupid with names. But yeah, that's the plan. Big powerful V8 in a tiny little car. Make it go fast. Brought some yeah, nice. Do you have much else left to go on it, Nitro? Surely it's just about ready to go and hit a dyno. Yeah, I don't hate on the Barrows. Ford put a lot of time, money and effort into that engine and it shows. They are a good thing. They don't deserve the hype that some people give them though, but fuck. But yeah, definitely a good thing. Very cool. But again, if I'm going to spend my money on a straight 6, it'll be on an RB or 2J. I'm not saying that they're better. They're just more up my alley. Damn, missed him. What am I hoping for? Power, torque. Well, I'm going to kind of keep that close to my chest at the moment, but I want at least 1200 plus horsepower. Torque, I'm not too worried. Oh, you haven't got an exhaust on it yet. Yeah, that'll take a fair bit to organise and fab up. Exhaust work sucks. It's not fun. You get it just right, and then it'll be too close and shift and touch somewhere, and you'll have to redo the whole thing. It's a pain in the ass. It's almost twice as strong as the Ecotech. So the stock Ecotechs, they start getting fragile at about 450 and above. Whereas the L67 bottom ends have been known to go 700 plus. Well, 700 and above. So, yeah. L67 bottom end is a lot stronger. Anyway, I need a drink. You will have to excuse me a minute. Excuse me a second. Turbo kits I don't do for the Eco. I'm trying to piece one together for the Buick. Or the pre-Eco. You got to head over to the Corn-Fed Boost Facebook page for pricing and information on those. And that is the only difference between the L67 and the Ecotec is the pistons and conrods. Pistons are slightly better designed. They've got a different ring stack height, bigger wrist pin, and the connecting rod is shorter and designed differently, so it's a bit stronger. Oh, not a bit strong, it's considerably stronger. That's it. Everything else about them is the same. Apart from the injectors are in the cylinder head, whereas on the Ecotec they're in the intake manifold. But that's it. They say the cam timing is 2 degrees advanced, but I don't see how. There is no advanced position on the cam gears. Oh man, that sucks. I got jagged my foot on a stick or branch or something. Oh, their gears are different, are they? Okay. Dylan, it's difficult to explain. But anyone that's been through it knows, you know, the headache that they are. Nismo, what are you doing? Fuck off. No. Don't get my drink. Fuck off. Of course the Ecotec intake will bolt up. Oh, yeah, no, so the Ecotec intake will bolt up. It's just got the injector ports in the cylinder head, so you'd either have to block those in some way. It's easy to just put the Ecotec cylinder heads on the supercharged bottom end, and then you can just bolt the Ecotec intake onto it. Yeah, the Delco. They're okay. I've been messing around with them more and more lately, and they're not bad. I don't love them either. They're, as far as an ECU goes, for something that you're trying to make horsepower with, they're not very good. It's just trying to fight the hundreds of background tables all having an effect and a play on the way that the engine runs, performs, or limits it in some form. And sifting through all of those fucking things to find something that's causing an issue that probably shouldn't be is a nightmare. Once you figure all of that stuff out though, yeah, you can make them work and they run fairly well. Or you chip them to a different chip or a cal maker to then tune them in a different manner. I had a VR ECU and VRAM on Ethel when I started out, and it was great. It just wasn't the best. Trying to data log was a pain in the dick, and you couldn't tune and data log at the same time, so you either had to be doing one or the other. It had support up to 30 pounds of positive pressure, or 3 bar of boost. Yeah, the no, not the laptop. God damn it! What the fuck is it doing? Interesting. The hell has happened there? The laptop did something and now it's all fucky. Hello? Come on, you stupid app, come back. It says it's still there. I don't know. I'm gonna go with it's still rolling. Anyway. Sorry, the laptop had a freak out then. And it looked to me like it wasn't doing live. Yeah. Didn't look to me like it was still rolling. Anyway. So we are. To answer your question, yeah, they're not bad. They're just a headache and a clusterfuck to get to work properly. Where just about any aftermarket ECU is not a headache to do what you're trying to do with it. The thing I always try to remind people is to spend the money you're going to spend to make the standard ECU work. Yeah, you're going to spend more to go to an aftermarket ECU, but you're going to be far better off with that aftermarket ECU just for the non-headache-ness. But then on top of that, it is also something that stays with the car then for a long time. Like the one that's in Ethel, I'm upgrading it, and I'm only upgrading it because I don't have enough inputs or outputs just to do what I'm trying to do with it. Nitrous, trans brake, all the sensors and all the bullshit. It was never meant to do what I'm trying to do with it. Whereas if I had have brought the one that I've just purchased from the get-go, it would literally just be getting slapped back in the car and fresh tune and off I go. It's more of an investment to the car than it is like just a patch in trying to make something work. The only downside to an aftermarket ECU is if you're trying to control an electronic transmission like 4L60E, it's not going to do it. And that's why a lot of people get hung up with trying to make the standard ECU work. Yeah, they're not bad, they're not great, they can be a headache. There are ways around it, but it's not worth the money. And for not a lot more money, you can go into something far better that will do. It'll do everything you wanted it to. Yeah. Yeah, well, it was. So when I started with this car, I didn't have a lot of money. I was on apprentice wages. No, sorry, I started this car before I got my apprenticeship, so I wasn't even on wages at all. I didn't have a job. I was doing a traineeship or a TAFE course. So money was tight, and aftermarket ECU just wasn't on the cards. So naturally I did what I do with everything, and that's just, I'd already fitted a turbo to the car, and that was the sort of thing that was the limiting factor. So I did what I do with everything that I do to the car. Like now what am I researching? Oh, that's right, 9-inch stuff. So I'm just going through and bombarding myself with like 9-inch conversions and 4-link setup and geometry and all the rest of the bullshit. But it's what I do. Is every time I want to do something like the power glide, I went and for months just researched and watched in videos and read and taught myself a lot about that. And when it came time to put the tune on Ethel for the start, the very first one I ever did, I was doing the same thing. I was researching and trying to find a way around getting a way to be able to put a tune on it, because as far as I was told is there's only 2 ways to do it, and that was either you tune the factory ECU, which was only good up to, I think they were saying 300 kilowatts or something at the time with the airflow meter, or you go to an aftermarket ECU, and either way it was a few grand that I didn't have at the time. And so on my researching, I stumbled across PCM hacking, and that was where I found out that they had the NVRAM board, which is basically just a tunable chip that goes into the factory ECU that you can write and rewrite the tune to live. And yeah, that just spiraled me off out on my tuning learning, I guess. Still not the greatest at it. Still have a lot to learn. Don't know everything. Probably never will. But yeah, I've learned a lot since then. No, I'm not. Well, I wasn't running a 1-piece tail shaft. I'm going to try to go to a 1-piece tail shaft. I don't want to put a 2-piece in it. 1 for cost, but 2 for serviceability and ease of use. 1-piece just is so much easier, which means I'll have to put a tail shaft loop in it, which I really wanted to do anyway. And yeah, Dan, you're right, the ECU is the brain of the car. Don't really want to cheap out on it. That being said, there is a few cheaper options out there for aftermarket ECUs. Some of them do stuff better than others, but at the end of the day, they're all sort of going to do the engine sort of side fairly well. But it's just being able to have things like boost control on board, wideband on board, nitrous control, all that, 2-step, all those sorts of good stuff that you really need from a performance vehicle. You can't do easily or very well on the stock stuff. So yeah, it's always a trade-off. There's a trade-off for everything. It's just finding what you have to sacrifice less to get what you want the system to do, I guess, at the end of the day. I don't know. It's all fucky. I just don't like stock ECUs. People love them. It's fair point. Can't believe the laptop fucking freaked out on me like that, eh? Yeah, the whole app is just black, so cool. I'm flying blind on this one. Not really. I've opened up the web page so I can at least see your comments coming through. Yeah, I'd like to go to a 1-piece tail shaft. It's just the length. They're going to be pretty close to the limit of the length for a 1-piece, or just under. I think they're just under the limit. Oh, I can't even say goodbye to you guys properly because I can't select all my stuff on the stupid app. Anyway, yeah. Ceramic coat, my manifolds, turbo LS stuff is coming. Hey, shit, that was late. Okay. Oh, hang on. That's right. You're in the past. That's still late for fucking even you guys. Surely 6 o'clock. No, 5:45. That's pushing it. Oh yeah. One piece is fine. It hitting the floor is more of a suspension geometry thing. Maybe even a tunnel issue. I still got to cut a fair bit out of the. There's a few brackets and things that probably aren't going to be used in the transmission tunnel. I'd like to cut out, so that will probably help it stop hitting the floor. It's probably just squatting too much. Need to get some adjustable, two-way adjustable shocks on the back of it so you can stiffen up the compression, sort of slow the squat down so it doesn't rub on the floor as bad. Although it probably will still do so. Raise it up a bit. Alright. Well, I think I might call it here in a minute. Getting pretty late and I've got a big day tomorrow. Gotta try and get all that shit in the back of that car sorted. Finish cutting all of that out. Oh. Better turn that battery charger off too. Yeah, anyway. That's probably going to be it from me tonight, guys. Thank you all for watching. I've got to let this customer know that his manifolds are going to be finished very soon. I can get them in the post to him very shortly. I expect photos immediately, Reese. But yeah, thanks for joining in, hanging out and having a chat. It was good to see you all as usual. It's good to see some new faces as well. Well, not faces, but profiles. Thanks for all the questions. This is going to be a rather abrupt stop, though, I believe. Unlike my normal live streams that don't just stop suddenly. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Don't forget, unleash the coolant, CO2 the world. Next video is going to be on Ethel as usual. I'd like to try and get some semblance of a tub in the back of it. I also wouldn't mind getting the dash pad back in it. So we'll see what I can work out there. But it'll probably just be more cutting and trying to fit some 44-gallon drum up in there. Yeah, anyway, I'm excited to try and get that fabrication side of it fairly sorted. Yeah, hopefully we can start getting an engine together for it soon. Yeah, anyway, that's going to be it from me. Thank you all again for watching. Thanks for hanging out, having a chat, all the questions, all the good stuff. Hope you guys learnt something. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.